How are you all doing? So guys, join me as I prepare dinner. So we're having for this dinner. I want to make fish roll for my family today for dinner. So this is the fish that I want to use for the fish roll. I have already cut the fish and wash it. So I have to add a little bit of water, onion, and seasoning cube, thyme, and curry. So by then I put it on the fire. I was like, okay, this is the chopping board that I used to cut the fish. I have to start by washing up the chopping board. Immediately I finish washing it up, I set it aside. I brought out another chopping board. This one is for veggies. I want to use to cut the spring onion and also onions. So this is when I was just cleaning up the onion. I make sure that I cleaned up properly. This is the chili pepper that I will be adding for the sauce. I will be using the sauce for the filling for the fish pie. So this one I was just cutting it up. So immediately I finish cutting up the onion, the spring onion, I have to set it aside. I start by slicing the chili pepper, and this is the onion. This is enough onion. I always like to add enough onion. So I went ahead to check if the fish is done. So immediately the fish is done, I brought it out. I have to unbone the fish. This when I was trying to pieces the fish. So it is time to make the sauce. That is the filling that I'm going to use for the dough. So I added some onion and vegetable oil, the chili pepper, I stir it. I added some seasoning cube. I mix it together. It is time for me to add in the boiled fish. So by then I have to add the boiled fish and other seasoning. I mix everything together. So I allow it to stay for about 5 minutes before I put it aside. Now it is time for us to mix our flour. So this is the 3 cups of flour. I added it in my mixing, in my food processor, so that it will be easy for me. I added some curry and a cup of vegetable oil and also a cup of water. So I put it in and also a baking powder and salt and sugar. I put it in the food processor. So it is time now. This is when I was just about to mix it together. This is the dough. Now see how beautiful the dough is. So after mixing up the dough, I have to cover it with napkin and set it aside. I allow it to stay about 15 minutes. I was like, okay, let me just start by clean up some dishes. This is the blender. I have to clean it up and put it where it's supposed to be. So it's almost time for me to start by kneading the dough. So I have to knead the dough about 5 minutes. So I wanted to fry the fish roll. That was the reason why I brought out the scale to measure it. But I later changed my mind, said no, let me just use the oven, let me just bake it. So this is when I was just rolling it. I added the filling and roll it. This, see how beautiful it is. So I make sure that I roll it out one after the other. So I was trying to make it to be more flatter, yeah, because by the time you put it in the oven, it will come up. So I was trying to make it to be more flatter so that it will not be able to come up much. So this is when I was just trying, when I was cutting it up. So when I noticed that the other pan was not enough, I have to get another little bit pan to add in the fish roll. So I was like, okay, let me just go ahead to egg wash it. This is when I was just egg washing it. So I make sure that I egg wash it one after the other so that it will come out with in golden color. So it is time for me to put it in oven. I have to put it in oven. I left it about 45 minutes. It is time for me to check it. Our fish roll is now ready. See how beautiful it is, guys. So we are having this for dinner. So this is when I was just sharing it for my kids. They came around. So we also have, thank you guys for watching. Can you like and